So today we're going to be talking about spending the right time. It's about time today. So we talked about places, we talked about people, which are spaces and all, but now we want to talk about time. How are you spending your time? So when I think about this, the first thing I think about is everybody's always talking about time management. You cannot manage time. You only can manage your activities. What are you doing with your activities for the day? You have a limited amount of time to do stuff in. You got 24 hours. So why waste the 24 hours sleeping, watching TV, playing a video game, talking on the phone, gossiping? Like, why are you wasting your time like that? Like, you've got time and you're gonna need to use your time in the right space. So I always work in 90-day cycles. Everything I do is 90 days. So I have 90 days to get whatever ideal that I have up, operational, and running, and fully in throttle. And then the next 90 days is to see if what I put into place, if it actually will work. So we spend too much time. I see people planning for 90 days. Well, I ain't planning 90 days. Like, what is the plan for 90 whole days? Now, you should be talking about it, thinking about it, spend a week planning on it, then maybe another week getting the materials, then another week telling the people what you're going to do, and then the following week continue to research the information, then the following week doing a dry run on it, then the following week implementing it, and then that next 90 days just let it run completely. But people are always wasting time. You know why they're wasting time? Talking too much. And talking about your ideals to the wrong people too much. If you got something that you want to do, think about what you want to do. Write it down on a piece of paper. After you write it down, go and research the information. And don't waste a lot of time researching it. Like, go gather as much information as you can on that. After you gather information, try to use it. Try to use that information immediately. Use the time that you have in 12-week increments. Now, what does that look like, sort of bagging backwards? 12-week increments. That means approximately 4 months. So that means I have 3 months to actually operate in an ideal that I came up with on a Tuesday. So that means, what does it look like? I sat up in the bed on a Tuesday morning and I thought about, I want to do this. Time I think about it, the time is now. Time you think about it, immediately go into research to see, is this something that is feasible? So it should only take you about a week to see if what you're talking about is reasonable or not. If it's reasonable, move forward. If it's not reasonable, bag off of it. Just lay it down, put it off the table. The last video I talked about like time, seasons, and knowing when it was time to let something go. If what you're doing and you've operated in this for 2 to 3 years or so, or a year, and it's no longer working, in other words, you're kicking doors down, you're fighting, you're arguing, you are always in a tizzy when you're dealing with this circumstance, it is okay for you to put it down. It's okay. God is not going to give you something that you have to fight and struggle with and kick at the prick and all that kind of crazy stuff. If it does not easily happen after you've done the work, after you've prepared, after you've researched it, after you've decided where to go, after you've planned it, you've written a vision for it, you've allocated money for it, you've allocated time, you paid on the bill, and it no longer is working, guess what? Time up. You just got to blink it, just be like, I'm out, you know, and it's all right. It's okay for you to just say, this time is up. When you're thinking about week to week to week, every week you should have something on it that you're saying, okay, this week I did my preparation for it. I reviewed the information. This week I continue to write out my plan. I've got the people that are working for me. This week I have implemented that plan and I'm actually working the plan, throwing out the kinks. We're looking at the trial and error on it. This week, I've made sure that I had allocated money if I'm going to keep this going. And this is no particular order. But in other words, there's something that you're doing on a weekly basis that you can look up. And at the end of it, you say, okay, I've completed some great things. I've got some stuff done. If at the end of the 90 days, when you got finished running that whole cycle, and you don't feel a benefit for it, or you can't see something from it, what are you doing? If you don't feel better as a result of it, if you can't look around your space and see something beneficial as a result of it, if you can't see a certification, if you can't see something that has been done in that 90-day cycle, you are wasting your time. Stop wasting your time and move on to the next project. We are creators. That means we are limitless. We are constantly able to create new things. Some of y'all are wasting your time working on stuff there's not a need for it, you know, and you have to think about, is what I am doing, is it actually producing something for me? Make sure that you are spending your time on things that are tangible or intrinsic. Intrinsic meaning I felt better as a result of it. My life feels better. I have mental health wellness as a result of this activity. So I hope this video has helped you to retool your life. We'll see you next time.